I never imagined that the woman who gave my children life would be buried with none of them there to say goodbye, except me. This is a painful story I would never forget. I met my wife, Clara, when we were both young teachers. She was gentle, the kind of woman who believed that love could fix anything. She was the glue that held our small family together. Every night she'd pray for us even when the kids laughed and rolled their eyes. We had 3 children, Michael, Ella, and Junior. They were good kids once. But as they grew older they became distant. Phones, friends, and flashy lifestyles replaced dinners, family talks, and even Sunday church. Clara worried about it all the time. She'd say, "Daniel, they don't listen to me anymore. They think I'm old-fashioned." And I'd tell her not to worry. I'd say, "They'll grow up someday and realize what you mean to them." But that day never came, at least not when it mattered most. Clara fell sick 2 years ago. It started with fatigue, then hospital visits, then that quiet word no one ever wants to hear: cancer. Our children knew, but they were always too busy. Michael was at university, obsessed with friends and social events. Ella was chasing her influencer dream, always online, always looking perfect. Junior? Well, Junior was just 17 and already following the same path: parties, drinking, ignoring calls from home. Clara never complained. She'd smile weakly and say, "At least they're happy." But I could see it, that pain in her eyes whenever they forgot her birthdays, missed doctor appointments, or didn't even pick up her calls. When things got worse, I called each of them. I said, "Come home. Your mother doesn't have much time left." They promised they would. But days passed, then weeks, and none of them came. The night Clara died, I was sitting beside her bed, holding her hand. Her eyes were half open. She whispered, "Daniel, will they come?" I couldn't lie to her anymore. So I said, "Maybe not today, my love. But they'll come one day. Maybe not to you, but to your memory." A tear slipped down her cheek. And with that she was gone. The house fell silent. And I, a man who thought I had seen enough pain in this world, broke down like a child. The funeral was 3 days later. I called them again. I begged. I said, "If you ever loved your mother, just come home. Just once." Michael said he had a work trip. Ella said she had a brand shoot. Junior said there was a school event he couldn't miss. All excuses. All lies. So, on the morning of her funeral, I stood alone beside her coffin. No family. No children. No one. The pastor looked at me with pity. He asked if I wanted to wait a bit longer for the children to arrive. I said, "No. Let's not wait anymore." She waited her whole life for them. The coffin lowered into the ground, and as I threw the first handful of sand, I felt something break inside me, something that would never heal. Weeks passed. None of them called. Not even to ask how I was doing. Until one evening, about a month later, I got a call from Michael. He was crying. He said, "Dad, I saw Mom in my dream. She was standing by the window. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me and turned away." Then Ella called the next day saying the same thing. And then Junior. All 3 of them, haunted by guilt, finally came home. When they entered the house, they couldn't even look around. Clara's pictures were still on the wall, her perfume still faint in the air. Michael dropped to his knees by her favorite chair. Ella cried until her voice cracked. Junior locked himself in her room and whispered, "I'm sorry, Mom," over and over again. But it was too late. The woman who gave them everything was gone, and the only thing left to give her was regret. Now years have passed. My children visit often, always bringing flowers to her grave. They've changed, yes, but they'll carry that guilt forever. Sometimes when I visit Clara's grave alone, I tell her, "They finally learned what you tried to teach them, that love is shown in presence, not promises." Moral of the story: never take the people who love you for granted. Because one day they'll be gone, and all your excuses won't fill the silence they leave behind. Love is not in saying, "I care." It's in showing up when it matters most. If this story touched you, kindly support us with a like, sharing and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our stories. Thanks for watching.